ACB 5. We are watching the second match of the evening. Mohamer is the referee, Erberth Santos and Muhammad Ali, both in white. Erberth Santos is the one with no hair, in case you're wondering.
Those guys are, I get amazed how powerful, how explosive they are for their weight. They walk around with 100 kilograms.
I know, it's crazy. You know, I'm close. I'm around that weight, and I'm looking at these guys like, I can't. I don't move that fast, man. It's very unusual, like how quickly Erberth can move. Erberth closed guard there on Mohamed. Oh, almost a sweep. Good sweep.
Very good position.
Very explosive there. Straight to the back.
That's a good.
This could be dangerous.
Good start. What a good recovery from Muhammad Ali.
Very good recovery.
You know? See what I say about explosiveness? Both of them.
Very explosive.
They
Good
from
close guard sweep by Herbert, man. That was incredible.
How about they recover from the mount, from the back, and back to the top?
Yeah, that's not
easy. To do that, you got to be explosive.
Yeah.
Extra. And technical.
That's what jiu-jitsu is all about. You can't be too much of one or the other. You're not going to get anywhere. It really is a combination of all these things. Plus the mind, right? That's the hardest one.
If you do a zoom out in a picture of those two fighters fighting right now, 10 years ago, I would think they were middleweight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
absolutely.
The shape, proportion, how they fight, and it's like middleweight 7 years ago.
Yeah. You look at Buchecha. Like, how does Buchecha move? It's incredible how his agility, his dexterity, and he weighs what, 235 pounds, 240 pounds.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's a testament how long the sport has come, and that we're all standing on the shoulders of giants. You know, you watch jiu-jitsu 20, 30 years ago, and you can watch its evolution. Every generation that comes along just improves on the sport. And just when you think the sport is done improving, someone's going to do something that's incredibly new or innovative. And, you know, that's just the beauty of the sport. You're never really done learning. I tell this to my students all the time. I really feel like a white belt. No cliches aside, I feel like a white belt at jiu-jitsu every day I step on the mats.
Every year, you know, we always come across with something from someone else doing completely different, and between ourselves as well, exploring, training, you know, with teaching, and we learn things even with our students.
Oh, absolutely. I know you're an open-minded guy too, bro. What I do, like I'm sure you do the same, is if I see something new, I just try to goof around with it. Like I'll try to play with that position until I find out what it's all about. You know, I'm kind of skeptic of learning things just by hearing what other people have to say. I have to try it out myself and have my own feel for the position. That's when I feel, you know what? This is what's going on. Now I understand it.
Jiu-jitsu is all about understanding yourself within.
Yes.
You know, and if something is works for someone else, that means that is something that's good.
Yeah.
It's all about figuring out what that particular thing and try to do it yourself.
Doesn't mean it's exactly the same. Like everyone has a different little twist to it. And that's why I like it's very personal. Yes. And you get the classics like the lasso. You know, the lasso's been around forever and never stopped working. I know you like that open guard, Braulio. Did you have like a favorite there?
Yes, I mean, like I believe that Erberth is trying to control the pressure that Mohamed is trying to push to slow him down a little bit, because Mohamed is very strong and he's fighting on his knees, so it's very hard to sweep there. So there is a possibility for a triangle there, if you can see.
Yeah, that's one reason I don't like my opponent on his knees. Like I much prefer, I don't like to pass on my knees. I think it's very defensively very efficient, but it's very difficult to pass, I think, offensively, and I'm very vulnerable to triangles.
If you fight someone that's very good, bro, it's very difficult to fight on your knees.
Oh, Mohamed there, close to the pass on the choke.
That's a choke.
Impressive.
Hey, that was on.
Yeah, the other distinction between ACB rules and IBJJF is that there are no advantages. A lot of people dislike the advantages. You know, there's some arguments in favor, some arguments against it, but ACB does not have advantages, so even though that choke was close, score is even.
I don't think that is a perfect rule. I think it's going to be very difficult to have one rule that's going to make everyone happy. You know, I think you should just deal with it and adapt, and the clever player will always
I think
adapt
that
better.
the good grapplers should be able to adapt. Like I don't like the hyper specialization in one rule set or the other. I think that the complete black belt should be ready to compete under any rule set, whether it's with points, no points, time limit, no time limit. We all have our preferences, and those preferences will lean, towards our favorite things. If you have a game that favors this type of rule set, you're naturally going to gravitate towards it. But I think we should all strive to be complete grapplers, and that means competing under different rule sets.
Yeah. I really want to fight on these rules, these 3-round rules.
Man, I'm watching these guys. I'm thinking about making a comeback, man. Who knows? Maybe next.
Shall we just go?
Let's talk to these guys.
First round.
You left.
I wish I'd fight again.
Yeah,
they have 3 shots.
They have that, exactly. I remember the lightweight Grand Prix when Marcio Andre and Edwin Najimi, like the match I was super excited to watch. And Edwin, I speak to him afterwards, but I think it was part of his strategy to kind of slow down the first 2 rounds and let Marcio take the lead. And you can see it kind of wore out Marcio Andre. In the 3rd round, he came back with a vengeance. He was a different Edwin. And yeah, it was just, I mean, strategically speaking, the match, because he lost those first 2 rounds, but he came back a different person the 3rd round.
Good attempt. Counter attack by Erberth. That's already over.
The referee had stopped it.
Yeah,
we're off the ground with the stage here, so you got to be extra careful.
So Robert, what I was saying, like sometimes, I mean, a lot of the times when you fight in a high level, okay, when I say high level, not in the World Championship 1st, 2nd, 3rd round, I'm talking about like final level, like semi-finals and finals.
Yeah.
A lot of times, the beginning of the fight, it says the rest of the fight.
Yeah, the first 20 seconds sometimes
exactly.
determines
That's
the
what
match.
matters, right?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Here, you have options to apply different strategies with the fight to be able to bring the fight together. And I think this is very good attribute for a clever fighter.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that I'm with you on the beginning of the match. Sometimes, like depending on who you're going against, like you get against like a Paulo Miao, and you happen to end up on top. Ooh, beauty Poncioi by Erberth. That was very close. Still might score that takedown. Good job, Muhammad Ali recovering.
What a scramble.
The one thing I noticed too, Abral, in recent years, I feel like the stand-up level in jiu-jitsu has really gone up. Like it's one of those things where I remember there were guys that would go to the black belt level, especially in the heavier divisions, and all they did was kind of push people out of the ring, and they weren't the most technical stand-up fighters. But we're watching these guys, and man, I think the stand-up level has really gone up.
Sure. And then people like Margarita, Saulo, start setting those standards and showing, hey guys, if you guys don't do stand-up, you might gonna get in trouble.
Especially
Roger Gracie, Shani Ribeiro, Roger Gracie, and Jacare, all the fights was decided in stand-up.
No, and I think the only time I saw Roger lose on the matches was pretty much stand-up. There's that one Pejipano match back in 2003.
Yeah, that was the very first final as a black belt.
And he was his first competition as a black belt too, I believe.
Yeah,
close to the first, maybe.
And then he went to the final of the Absolute Championships.
Yeah, of course, very impressive.
I mean, Roger is very... the mindset that he has made who he is, made he get where he got, but also made him lose all those matches because he really believed that he could take anyone down, and that's why he hung for so long.
But that guy is something else, man. Like I know you train with him a lot. I've competed against him. Man, his pressure.
I remember
really
that situation with the gi that he ripped. It was
Who
brand
does
new.
that? Like seriously, as a brand new, there's a picture of me like just kind of staring at him, like, dude.
What the heck was that? Good attempt by Muhammad Ali.
No, but like it's just a combination of very effective, efficient. I would say simple but highly efficient jiu-jitsu with incredible pressure. I think it's fair to say he's most accomplished grappler of all time. I think
he is.
A lot of good guys out there. It's hard to make that.
He's making a comeback,
but I'll be fun to watch.
Maybe watch. I think Erberth is complaining about a headbutt by Muhammad Ali.
They headbutt each other a lot.
All the time.
Sure. Yeah.
Need to be expected.
It's a thing. 2 minutes left, just under 2 minutes. Second round.
Completely different strategy from the first round. Both keeping the standing up. Actually, who changed the strategy was Erberth, actually, because he jumped guard the first round, didn't he? In my opinion, Erberth is being more active on both rounds.
Yes, I agree. I can see Mohamer definitely been countering more.
Maybe he has part of the strategy for the third round. He goes and unleash the beast.
Yeah, I'm a little hesitant with these, like, let me wait strategies. I'm like, I don't know, like, I've seen it backfire too many times, yeah.
It doesn't work with my mindset.
Exactly. I'd rather secure a win as soon as I get a chance.
Every time I live to the end, it doesn't work. Roger probably is opposite. But the thing is, he just started warming up slowly.
Yes.
Then, by the 6 minutes, he start fighting.
You know a guy who always pulls it off at the instant? You always think, oh, this now he's going to lose, and he pulls it off the very second is Buchecha.
He's amazing.
Like, how many times have you seen that guy, like, turn the match around 30 seconds left?
It's crazy. Like, I've seen...
I always remember the Leo Nogueira match, where Leo Nogueira was beating him the whole time, and then he passes and mounts with, like, 10 seconds left or something, and wins the world title.
Yeah, but Leo Nogueira with Rodolfo.
Yes.
You know, it's crazy. Felipe Pena also do that sometimes.
I think that's the heart, the one thing that you can't teach, right? That guy just tells himself, maybe I'll lose some other night, not tonight. You know, tonight I'm taking that gold medal home, and there's a voice, and like way in there that tells you, you're not quitting, you're not done, and you just find that strength at the very end, and you pull off the win. So.
One of those matches, tournaments when the Worlds, when Buchecha and Rodolfo was the main favorite. You could see, like, on this one side, Rodolfo just smashing everyone easily, going through everyone.
Yeah.
And Buchecha going, like, almost losing, go back, almost losing, go back, up to the end, and you think, come on, this time Rodolfo is on this.
And then he pulls it off.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
In the last 30 seconds as well. He likes to...
But he's just one of those guys. He's exceptionally explosive, and, you know, for fast, right, for his weight class, and he just has that pop at the end. I remember that one time with Keenan too. I thought Keenan was going to beat him, and he passed at the very end.
Yeah.
Same thing. Erberth pulling guard here.
Mohamer passing through.
End of round 2.
That was, I would say,
so far.
We both come to Poland very often.
Yes.
And Jiu-Jitsu here is growing so much.
I'd tell people that people don't believe me when I say it, but the level here is really something else.
It's amazing.
Because you can't, it's just thing, you know, just telling this a second ago, you don't find, like, average or below average blue belts. Like, every blue belt here is incredibly tough. Like, I tell black belts over the world, if you come to Poland for a seminar to train, on vacation, whatever, you plan on doing some training on the side, be in shape.
Exactly.
Just letting you know. That's one piece of advice. I think in Europe, like Scandinavia too, has some really good grapplers. It's growing a lot.
East European people, they take serious, I think. You know,
yes.
they give it a heart. They heart people. They give it all. You know, they are fighters, natural fighters, and they naturally have their heart. You know, I think because of all the wars that they've been through.
Yes,
I think this toughen you up.
They're tough people, and they have fighting in their blood. That's for
there
sure.
is no giving up on their mindset for nobody since when they're born.
The only thing I like here is they have very high standards for belts. Like, they don't promote people easily over here.
Reminds Brazil,
yes,
times,
I was just going to say, yeah, very much like Brazil. Like you know this probably. And there's no word for sandbagging in Portuguese. You can't translate the terms. The concept doesn't exist. You know that,
it's
right?
True.
Like, because in Brazil, like, no one even talks about it. It's not even a thing.
Yeah.
And in Eastern Europe, I feel that there's that you're not ready for your blue belt. I don't care how much you complain or how much. Whereas a lot of times you get people who walk up to you and ask you, when am I getting my purple belt? And it's one of those things. Man, if you're not wearing a purple belt, it's because you're not ready. It's that simple.
That's right. And it's so good to see such a big event, you know, landing here in Warsaw, in the capital, Polish capital, and you know, it's so good to see some of my friends as well representing and then cheering. The public is great here. Everyone appreciates Jiu-Jitsu a lot.
I've been coming to Poland since 2006. I think pretty much every year, so just over 10 years now, and I've been fortunate enough to watch the evolution of Jiu-Jitsu in Poland. And like this, you know, you couldn't even think of an event like this 10 years ago, and now it's happening.
We had for the first World Pro Champion Polish purple belt, Jacob Pachara. He is the new generation, 17 years old, purple belt, World Pro Champion. You know, he reminds a lot of Keenan. I put his nickname as Keenan.
And how about, like, we're familiar with Gerard. How tough is Gerard?
Man, he's how good is that kid, huh? Gerard, he now is training in Brazil with Leandro, if I'm not wrong.
He was affiliated with me.
With you, right?
And then he was affiliated with you.
Me. And then
now he's with Leandro.
He just gets the top guys and going around.
and his guard just keeps getting better and better. I remember training with him the first time as a blue belt, and I think it was. He didn't quite berimbolo me. It was very close. And every belt he gets better. But I haven't trained with him in a while, and I'm dodging him at this point. But he's stupid good with that lapel guard, man.
He's very good. He does a lot of inverted guard.
I think he's on par with Keenan with that lapel guard, if not
he
better.
Does.
Like
he does.
It's something out of this world, man. You don't want him touching your lapel.
He's one of the best training partner for Leandro.
Oh, probably the best one at this point.
Yeah,
I guess.
And then he's gonna definitely gonna appear more. You know, for who doesn't know, Gerard.
He won the Pan Ams this year, brown belt, heavyweight or super heavy.
Here we go. Watch out for Gerard of the Worlds. And also, of course, we have Adam that's gonna be fighting here.
Yes.
Representing Poland. You know, one of the biggest stars at the moment. You know, he's doing great. He went to the final against Felipe Pena at the World Pro a couple weeks ago.
I
a
saw
great
that.
match. And they fighting in the same division again on the Grand Prix under 95s. And he's going to be in the next fight, Felipe Pena. The second fight is going to be Vini Magalhães and Adam Wojcinski.
Great matchup. Vinny also a very experienced grappler. Well-rounded, gi, no gi, MMA. One of those guys. Be interesting to see how Adam does against Vinny.
Oh man, I'm so excited to be watching those matches.
We also have a couple super fights. Mieszko and Max. I know both of them well. Max has been under me for a few years now.
Mieszko is
trained with
he trained with me at first, and then he opened out his new school.
He's all over the place. So he was in Vegas. I know he's, and then he travels to. He's in California all the time training.
That's the thing, because what they here in Poland, they don't have much of access of a high-level black belt, so they crave, they want more, they want more. So it's understandable.
I can understand that. I used to drive to. I lived in down countryside São Paulo. It's in a city called E2. I used to have to drive almost 2 hours each way to train.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of price you pay. Like now it's. Depending where you live, you don't have that problem. But in Poland, I can see if you really want to step it up, you're going to have to fly to, all over Europe or the west coast of the U.S. and so on.
Exactly. Europe is the biggest, progressively talking, the highest rate of growth in jiu-jitsu. It's crazy. It's like every year it's more and more and more.
We're so suspect to say and talk about like how addictive jiu-jitsu is, but let's be frank, it's addicting, right?
Yeah, it's a bug, and once you get it, it's very hard. And then now, because of the popularization here in Europe, with more competitions of the ACBJJ around, with the ACB spreading jiu-jitsu in shows like that for the public, if you see the crowd, look how many, all them are fighters here.
So that's the end of round 3. Herbert Santos and Mohamed Ali.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a winner, and your winner is Erberth Santos.
Erberth Santos passed to the semi-final against Abdurrahman.